seem to have bypassed any sort of normal adult skin. I went from sort of spotty still and a bit blackheady nose and all that sort of thing, like teenagery skin, to when I hit menopause, and it was just like suddenly my skin's changed. Wildmint have sent me this. This is what's inside. A little card telling us how to use the kit. Marvellous. Oh, I see. You scan that. Let's see what's in the box then. Nicely packaged. So we've got cleansers. We've got Youth Boost. I think I need a lot of that. Oh look, there's a little thing for spreading this stuff on with. Well, they're good sized bottles, aren't they? Right, so this is me with no makeup on. In fact, I'm about to jump in the shower. So you can see what my skin normally looks like. And it's gone. I still get the pimples on my nose, which is really annoying. But it's sort of dryish here. It's still greasy here. It's gone really combination. Then, of course, I've got these bags under my eyes that have always been there a bit, but they've got worse. And you see how the skin's white. And my eyelids have sagged, which has made it much harder to put makeup on. My skin just isn't what it used to be. I'm starting to get signs of age, little veins here coming through. I don't know if you can see all that. Oh, scary up close. But now we've had a look at my skin as it is now. I'm going to have a try with all those wonderful magic potions that they've sent me. I'll talk to you about how my skin feels and so on. We'll give it a couple of weeks and we'll do this shot again and see how I've got on and if my skin's feeling any better. As you can see, it's not horrendous. It just feels like older skin, I suppose. So yeah, let's see how I get on. So today I was meant to be filming for something where I wanted to do a talking head video. And I've woken up not looking great. I can put some makeup on and all that sort of thing. Hair's looking okay. Happy with the hair. It's as good as it gets. But what's happened with my skin? Can you see? Spot. And I've gone pink round here. And when you can feel there's something horrible going to come up that you'll be able to squeeze. Is that too much information? But that's what it feels like. Let's take my glasses off. Bags under my eyes looking worse than ever. And really not feeling like doing a talking head type video. Obviously, this is different because that's the whole point of this video. I've looked up how to use this set that I've been sent, and it sounds like a lot of work, to be honest. It's a 5-step set. You cleanse, you tone, you know what I mean? It's a 5-step thing. It does say 2 of them you can mix together to speed things up, but if you've got to do that every day and it's 5 steps, I have 2 questions. One, how long is this going to take? Have I got to let each lot settle in before I put the next one on? That's going to take a long time, so how long is it going to take? And my other question is it worth it? Now, it's not a hideously expensive product, so I don't mean the cost. They are, for the quality and their backstory, the whole way they've been developed and all the rest of it, they look like good value to me. But is it worth all that time and messing about? I tend to, if I do anything, I just slap a bit of all-in-one on my face. But most days I don't even bother doing that. I just wash with water, which is probably why my face isn't great. I don't know. Well, we'll have a verdict soon, won't we? So, I have the box full of goodies up into the bathroom. And we're going to have a play. As you can see, we've got several products here. I'll try and explain each one as we go along. First of all, I need to get my hair out of the way. So, good old glasses. There we are. We're going to grab a towel. Just a little hand towel. So, the first one is the cleanser. And I've made some notes. I've just had a look at their YouTube channel. And there's a really good video on how to use all this stuff. And yes, you can combine 3 of these products together to save time if you want to. So that answers partially at least one of my questions, doesn't it? So the first one, let me have a look at my notes. Cleanse. 1 to 2 pumps onto a damp face, rinse and dry. We can do that. It says damp face, so I'm just going to get a little bit of water and do that. We're going to get a bottle. These are quite big bottles, by the way. That's quite a good size. There is quite a lot. 100 millilitres, there you go. So it's a good size bottle. We're going to put a little bit onto my hand. If you're wondering where my camera is, you're balanced on top of my bathroom mirror. Is that okay? So we're going to get the pump going first. You have to twist the top to get it going. And there we go. It says 2. So we're going to massage this onto my damp face. And it does say it's okay. In fact, they demonstrate it okay to use around your eyes. Well, this is a bit different for me because any cleansers I normally use are ones that you put onto a cloth, onto a cotton pad or whatever, and they're just liquids and you move on and off. So putting one on and then rinsing it off with water, a cream one. It's a bit new on me. Water's cold. Right, so just like giving my face a splash over with some water, and we will now just gently dry it off. See what my skin feels like just from that. Nice. Skin feels nice. Got some cotton pads, we're going to need those in a moment. Now this one sounds clever. Citrus splash. And you just spray it on. Oh, it smells lovely. It meant to do all down your neck. Obviously, I've got a blouse on because I didn't want to appear topless on camera. So I'm not doing down my neck, but here we go. So this is a toner that you spray it on and then you buff it off with your little cotton pad. So this isn't taking very long so far, is it? I mean, I'm one of these sort of people who likes to sit in a bath for a long time. I hadn't used to. I used to just jump in and out or just have a shower, but I've really got to having a proper bath. So this is something I could actually enjoy doing while I'm sat in the bath. Right, what's our next one do? Youth Boost. Let me refer to my notes. Youth Boost is a refining serum. You put 1 to 2 pumps on your skin and it's got vitamins in it and it locks in the moisture. So let's try that. This is one of the ones that comes in a little pot like that. Youth Boost. Nice cream look. So it looks like this is going to go quite a long way. I'm just going to go with a bit on my finger. I'll talk to you about their packaging actually while I'm doing this. They're a UK-based firm and they've got one of these ecologically sound business practices things going on. They plant a tree to offset the carbon footprint of their operations. The products themselves are 100% cruelty-free. They are completely vegan. They are plant-based. The packaging is as low impact as possible as well. Much of it's recyclable and so on. So it's a nice business ethic that I can really get on board with. And that's why I was so keen to say yes when they approached me in the first place. And I just want to say big thank you. Because whilst this video isn't sponsored, they have, of course, sent me this stuff. Skin's feeling nice so far. We've still got 2 steps to go, though. So that one and the next 2 are the ones that we could combine if we wanted to save time. So the next one is the Marula Magic. And this is in a little dropper bottle. And we want, again, 1 or 2 drops. So not very much. This is going to last me for ages. Because this is, look, this is like it's like an oil. Tiny bit. It doesn't feel oily. That's weird. I expected it to feel oily, and it doesn't. Just a couple of drops and I'm spreading it out well. So this one is a lightweight oil for rejuvenating skin cells, apparently. And again, all natural products, no nasty chemicals, which I like the sound of. I thought I would feel oily and I don't. It just feels nice, actually. And that leaves 1 step. This isn't taking as long as I thought. And don't forget, we could combine some of these steps. Just got a feeling I'll be doing because I'm quite lazy. Unless I'm sat in the bath. So this one is called Smooth Boost. And apparently this is a moisturiser. Again, it's got... Sorry, I keep referring to my notes. I watched the video twice and made notes. Apparently it has got... Yeah, more vitamins. There's lots of vitamins in this stuff, aren't there? Which has got to be good. And it is that final moisture boost. And what I'm going to do is come back in a couple of hours and just see if my skin feels... See what my skin feels like. See if it still feels moisturised and so on. It's meant to calm and brighten your skin. This routine is... I can't believe I hadn't heard of this firm before. Because, well, whilst I'm not into doing much fussing about myself lately, because I'm on camera more, I had to stop caring what I look like. I don't know if have any of you done that. When you retire, and you don't have to put on a nice face for work. Depends what job you had before, whether you had to or not. Well, I did. So I used to be on high heels, briefcase, laptop, and got my own projector, all that sort of thing. company car and all that malarkey. So I was expected to, well, you did, you put your high heels on, you put your makeup on. And I stopped caring when I retired. And I've also got to the stage where I really don't care if people see me without makeup. I think my confidence levels have gone way up above where they were when I was a lot younger, which is good. But I've forgotten how to put makeup on. In fact, I'll link you a video up here somewhere at the end about my stories about getting older. But the other thing that's happened is menopause. Obviously, I don't think I expected so many changes to happen with my weight, my skin, everything. I just say it's feeling nice. I was forced into menopause. My body, I hadn't even done a pre-menopause stage properly at all. My body was just nowhere near that, even though I was 48, so I could have been. I wasn't. So I had a total hysterectomy, BSO they call it, which I'm not even going to try and pronounce. The first bit stands for total abdominal hysterectomy. The other bit, I'm not going to try and pronounce it, but BSO. And it means that they took all my fallopian tubes, the cervix, my ovaries, the whole lot gone. And it wasn't because of cancer, thank goodness. It was because I got a whopping big fibroid, about that big. And it had got little friends as well. And it had just crushed everything. It had squashed my bladder as well. And I'd got a belly like it's huge belly, and it was rock hard. And I was just thought I was just fat. Well, I wasn't. I lost 2 stone overnight in that operation and was plunged straight into menopause. Can I just say, ladies, any of you in that position, hormone replacement therapy, if you're offered it and if you're lucky enough to be able to take it, which I think most people can, but I know there are some that can't. Awesome, absolutely amazing. Once I got myself just onto that right level of dosage, with a lot of help and support from some wonderful doctors, I was like a new woman. And so I was great for a bit. But the minute I came off the HRT, which they told me I would have to at about 5 years on, the symptoms descended again. Now, the symptoms the HRT hadn't taken away, and these are the things I wish I'd known about in advance. Brain fog is a real thing. And I couldn't concentrate anymore. My capacity to learn went down. They went completely, but went down quite a lot. I stopped reading books because it just suddenly didn't interest me. I couldn't focus for long enough. Now, the ADHD in me can hyperfocus. So I used to be able to hyperfocus so much that I wouldn't even see what was going on around me when I was reading a book. I can still do that with my video editing. I can still do that if I'm doing Sudoku, although I've stopped doing that lately as well. I hadn't thought about that. But my connection between my brain, my eyes and everything else seems to have gone fuzzy. I think that's the only word I can use for it. I can be doing something like, I'm looking at the windowsill here because you are balanced on top of my bathroom mirror, which is, as you can probably tell by the lighting, the window is here. So here's my windowsill, and I've got a load of stupid things on it, rubber ducks, a little boat, a seagull, an orchid that's getting really out of hand. Now, I could be walking into this room thinking, now, where is the white rubber duck? And I can be looking at it. There he is. Thank you. I can be looking at it. My eyes will be seeing it. My brain will be going, that's a rubber duck. But the two aren't connecting. So part of me is aware that I can see it, but a big part of me can't. And it's nothing to do with eyesight. It's just a disconnect between brain and body and eyes. And it's very strange. So I lose things without even moving. That's my new superpower. Now, I'm a very cluttery person, which doesn't help. I lose things a lot. So that's not too big a surprise. But it's got a lot worse. I can lose things that are right in front of me. I could be thinking now, what have I done with my phone? Well, I'm filming you on it. This is an iPhone 15 Pro. And I could be looking at this and thinking, where's my phone? It's a bizarre thing. The more physical changes that are probably more obvious to everybody else, for a start, as soon as I came off the HRT, the weight piled on. My lifestyle hasn't changed. I was retired not long after I had the operation anyway. I kept the weight off quite well. I did a lot of walking, so I did, keep the weight right down. Update, skin feeling nice. But now I've just piled the weight back on. And my skin, as I said in that funny video that I'll link for you, well, I think it's funny. People seem to think it's funny. I'll link it for you. But as I said in that video, my skin has gone straight from almost like spotty teenager skin, which carried on into my 40s, blackheads, spots all around here, all that sort of thing, to old skin. I still get the odd spot, obviously, as you can see. But the rest of my skin, suddenly I've got wrinkles and it's gone old. Almost overnight, it seemed. And that coincided with me coming off the HRT. So it's obviously a hormone thing. The other thing that I really wasn't expecting was the hot flushes, or hot flashes, I think you call them in America. But the hot flushes went on and are still going on. It's now 9 years nearly. It'll be 9 years. Oh, it's eight, where are we? We're at February as I'm filming this. So in August this year, August 2025, it will be 9 years since I had the operation. Now, at first, before the HRT kicked in, the hot flushes were unbelievable. My face would swell up. I'd go scarlet. I would not have been able to function. But as soon as the HRT kicked in, great, sorted. Still got the brain fogs, but the hot flushes came right down and the whole thing was livable. The minute I came off the HRT, the brain fog has gone back up again. The emotional roller coaster has gone back up again. And the hot flushes are back. Now, they're nowhere near as bad as they were right back after the operation. But they're there, that I can be an emotional wreck just like that. I'm on antidepressants as well. But I have been for a long time, and that helps. But the hot flushes, even though they're not as bad as they were, I do still get them at really inconvenient times. I help out at a museum a couple of days a week, and inside that building gets quite warm. And if I'm in the middle of doing a guided tour, to suddenly have my face go red and sweat start pouring down my face in a building that is warm, very little airflow either, it's quite debilitating and embarrassing. It's just not nice. And the other thing is sleep. Nowadays, over the years, I suffered from nightmares, and therefore my sleep patterns were always a bit messy. I'd wake up, even if I'd slept, feeling like I hadn't because my brain hadn't. And when I say nightmares, I mean absolute horror. And I definitely dream in colour. We're talking blood and guts stuff. Really horrific. So I used to wake up feeling like I hadn't slept, which was a pain, as you can imagine. And the antidepressants just stopped it just like that. It was awesome. It was like a switch had been flicked. So, great, I can now sleep, except about 5 o'clock every morning, I get a hot flush. So it wakes me up, which means I then suddenly realise I want to go to the toilet. So I come to the toilet, which the floor in here is quite cold. So that does, on my little bare feet, it does quite kill off some of the hot flush. So that's quite a good thing to do, is actually just get up and come into the bathroom for a minute. There have been times when that's happened 3 or 4 times a night, and then trying to get back to sleep afterwards. Nowadays, it is reducing a bit, and it happens just like I say, it's invariably about 5 o'clock in the morning. And as long as I can get back to sleep, which sometimes I can't, but it's livable. But I never dreamt that 9 years on, this would still be happening. Anyway, these are all things that I wish I'd known before I hit menopause, because I knew it was going to happen. I knew exactly what day, at what time, and it was going to happen because it was surgery. But it would have helped me to prepare. My mum obviously had been through menopause and she'd had HRT, and she said, if they offer you HRT, grab it, it's great. So she'd had hot flushes, she'd had a few issues, but nothing like what I was going to get because my body wasn't ready for it. But I wish I'd talked to Mum a bit more about it, and I wish I'd done some more research, because there was so much there that I didn't realise was going to happen. I didn't realise the brain fog thing was going to be this bad. I've heard ladies talk about baby brain, after they've had a baby and their hormones are being all screwy and their brains are just doing funny things. I think it might be a bit like that. Ladies, I've never had children. I'm way too irresponsible to have kids, so I never had kids. Would you let me know what I've been describing about this disconnect between brain and what you're seeing and the ability to concentrate and learn things? And is that all baby brain as well? I've always wondered if it's a similar thing. Anyway, I'll see you later and I'll let you know what my skin feels like. And then we'll review it again in a couple of weeks and see if we can see any improvements in my skin. Well, it's been a month. I would have got back to you sooner, but I managed to sunburn my nose. It's mostly okay now. Anyway, let me get my hair out of the way and we'll do a bit of a report. I have been using the full system, mostly twice a day, but definitely at least once a day because I do like a hot bath. And I've been sitting in the bath doing myself a little facial. It's actually been very pleasant. While my conditioner does, that sort of thing. And I'm pleased with my skin. It hasn't really stopped my spotty nose issues completely yet. I'm watching this space. I think I've been too mean to my skin, use things maybe that are too harsh. And of course, the collagen in your skin drops a lot as you get older, particularly once you go through menopause. But your skin just goes off. But what I have to say is, I don't know. What do you think? Does it look any better? I'm not sure because I need to look back at the first video because I don't look at myself that closely. What I will say though is that I've put makeup on a few times recently and I don't, now since I retired, I don't tend to bother with makeup because I'm not usually on camera. And I found makeup quite hard to put on as my skin's got older as well because the skin around my eyes drags and it's drier and it just doesn't go on evenly. Well, the last couple of times I put makeup on, I've been really pleased with the results. It's gone on so easily. And this is a weird phenomenon. I don't know whether this is connected or not, but my eyebrows seem to be growing back. I've had big bold patches in my eyebrows for ages. They seem to be growing back. I think I'm just being kinder to my skin. And I have to say, these products, thanks again so much Wild Mint for sending them to me. I'm going to carry on using them. I'm getting a bit low on one of them. I must have got a bit carried away with the Youth Boost one. So I'm actually going to go online and order me one. So thank you, Wild Mint. My skin just feels, it feels like skin again. Whereas it was starting to feel like, I don't know, just sort of dry and old. Anyway, here's me with no makeup. Bye then, everyone.
Getting gray, laughing all the way, every single day, wrinkles forming.